Welcome back to the Resting Stitch Face podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Erin Sheffield, with Dr. Sarah Harding.
Dr. Bert
Welcome
Walpack.
back, Dr. Walpack. You're supposed to wait for us to introduce you, Dr. Walpack.
I got that now, yeah.
The excitement was palpable.
We are excited. We are super excited. I was telling my staff today, oh my gosh, we have Dr. Walpack on the podcast today. And they're like, huh? And then I was like, the funny one with the wigs. And they're like, oh, yeah.
Oh.
So they definitely knew. I mean, we need to work on the name recognition. Walpack's not like the most recognizable name, maybe, but they definitely knew and they were excited. And we are more excited than they. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me virtually. Yeah.
Yes. Can we get a little info? Tell us about who you are and what you do.
Yeah. I've been a dentist for 13 years. I have a practice in Eugene, Oregon. I'm originally from New Jersey. I go back to New Jersey all the time. And I've been doing stand-up for about 10 years. And just recently, I started doing jokey videos about dental staff and people that work around the office. And I got recognized at a Tim Hortons. So I feel like I've kind of done what I had to do.
You made it.
Oh my gosh. That's the best feeling. Wow.
It felt really good. Yeah. Especially when you're with your 8-year-old and 10-year-old. Like, yes.
That's like major clout. I got recognized. I took my staff to a meeting in like Chicago, and we were on an elevator, and someone was like, oh, Dr. Sheffield. And I was like, yeah, this happens all the time. Like, my staff was so impressed. I was like, thank you. I'll pay you later. My staff was like, oh, I can't believe that just happened. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I wanted to ask you, Bert. I call you Bert.
Sure.
What came first? The comedy? It sounds like the comedy came first, and then the social media, dental content. Is your comedy always been dental related? And how did you get inspired to hop on social media? What's the story there?
Okay, so it starts off, I was in engineering school. I was an undergrad and I hated being an engineer. So I was like, I want to be a stand-up comedian. So I moved to New York in 2002 and I did stand-up till about 2005. And New York is just a very competitive place to do stand-up. When I wasn't on Saturday Night Live after 6 months, I was like, what is going on? Because I had like no life experience to know that things take a while. And I was hanging out with a lot of successful people. My roommate was an eye banker. And then a bunch of guys decided to go into medical and I was like, I'll go into dental. And then I just stopped doing stand-up for this terrible show I did in Long Island. And I just bombed and I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. And then you know what? So once I had my kid, I was having my first child, I was like, oh, life is over. I'll never be able to do anything I want again. Yeah. And then my wife kind of prodded me, like, why should you do that? I was like, it won't even do anything. It's like Eugene, Oregon, like being funny there is not going to get me anything. But I forgot. Sometimes we should do stuff because we like it and not for the notoriety. So
they're just going to throw mushrooms at me.
That has happened. Oh, no, the worst. Nice. We had this open mic in town, and if you went on stage, you get a free beer or 2 free beers. But then it just brought people. It just brought alcoholics out, just saying the most insane stuff on stage.
So maybe not the most funny, but a lot of drunkenness. So the audience didn't care so much. Yeah.
A lot of oversharing. Yeah.
Wow. We'd fit right in there.
And then,
we did that. Yeah.
You should come. Free beer.
Free beer. Yay. Yay.
So my internet cut out a little bit, so I kind of missed the first part of that, but it sounded like you were doing a lot of stuff in Long Island, maybe, and then gave up and then got back after it. Yeah. Where did you go to dental school?
Oregon Health Science University. That just rolls off the tongue, that title.
It sure does. And then and so you said 13 years. So that puts you right around the same time as us, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've been done way longer.
I'm 46.
Than that, Sarah.
Okay. 13 years from dental school? When did you finish?
I had a career. I was an engineer for like 7 years. So I started when I was.
What kind of engineer were you?
I was mechanical. I did mostly plumbing, fire protection, and HVAC. So they'd give us like a architectural drawings, and then we would pipe up all the hot, cold water, sanitary vent, stormwater, drain water, louvers.
Oh my
And
gosh,
then
why
So
did you give up such an exciting
Yeah.
career?
were you really hands-on on your office? You're like, the pipes are going here, and the nitrous is going there.
Yeah.
What people don't realize is, as an engineer, you don't really know how to do anything because it all got sent out and bid by plumbers and steam fitters who did it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if you remember, they do change orders where they find problems with you design, and then they can get a bunch more money from the owner, and you get yelled at by the architect, and then you get yelled at by the owner.
Yeah.
But
Well, it sounds kind of like dentistry.
yeah, you get
Yeah.
yelled at.
Yeah, for sure. You get
But
yelled
remember, like
at.
when I was going to
Sure.
become a dentist, there was this one architect that was just like god awful to me, and I was just thinking, like, would I be able to work, like drill on his tooth, someone like this? And I was like, I don't think I could. And then, but you guys get to sedate people, so you only have to pay for it afterwards.
See?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes, most of the
Sometimes.
time.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
A lot of times they're the anxious ones too, right? That are like, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. And you're like,
I'm awake.
chill.
I'm awake. I'm still awake. You're like, you were just snoring for like 10 minutes. No, I've been awake
Right.
the whole time.
Wow.
So do you use humor in your practice? Is that a tool that you're actively using?
That's where I usually get my inspiration for jokes or for TikToks. Is I just tell some story that I didn't know was funny, but if I get like a little bit of giggle, I was like, TikTok. Or
the captive audience is perfect for that.
yeah, I mean, there's also that dichotomy though, where you are paying these people, you're like, is that funny, or are we doing bonus checks this month? But sometimes, but if like if a patient laughs and they're not in some compromised position where I have to explore and they actually think it's funny, then all right, I'll go with that. And then usually for like, if something's like awkward or something that's so specific to dentistry that we all do it, but we never talk about it, then I'm always like, that's a really good one to do on. Cause
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. How many times have you signed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Are you
ahead,
doing
sorry.
a lot of jokes to patients and stuff for like anxiety, or you're not worrying about that too much? Like,
yeah, I think a funny dentist kind of doesn't like quell a patient's anxiety as much as it stresses them out.
oh no.
So no, I don't. No, it's mostly just the hygiene checks is when I do it. And it's mostly I tell a story about something that happened to me, and I'm like, oh, that I didn't even realize that was funny. Let's write that down. I mean, you're on social media all the time, right? There's like social media is a lot more popular if you can like educate people. And the people I see do really well, they're like, you need to wake up every morning and get work done because you're gonna die soon. And like those are the people that like really do well on social media. And like I feel like I just tell jokes, but sometimes I get reached out for stuff.
It's so related though. Like I'm like
breath,
oh my
especially.
I have people who are like, hey, I had an implant I did and it cracked in the patient's mouth. How do I remove it? And I'm like, have you seen my content at all? It has nothing to do with what your problem
Go
is.
to the link in bio. It has a magic fairy dust for you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Do you get that? I'm sure you get that, right? Yeah.
So
like some dentist that did something and you're like, you should go see a specialist.
I don't get that so much as, well, I have kind of two strategies. I started on TikTok and it was definitely like patient facing. And so I make like a dry socket video every 3 days, and that's where I make money. And that's the point where this ENT doctor I'm friends with is like, dry socket again, huh? Like, I mean, that's the only thing people
There's nothing left in the well.
Because I'm like, there's like OBs and, you know, other kind of doctors where like women are like, I want to know about women's health. And so they like watch them perennially, but no one's like, I really want to know everything there is to know about oral surgery. So I'm definitely like the SEO.
There's like 5 people. That doesn't get us anywhere really.
Yeah. Right.
What can I eat when I had my wisdom teeth out? And do I have a dry socket? And so I make all these videos that are responses to people's DMs, because I'm getting like hundreds of DMs like, will you tell me if I have a dry socket I smoked today? Or will you tell me if I have a dry socket that's white in there? Or do you have a dry socket that's not white in there? And I'll be like, stop looking in there. I don't care if it's white or not. Are you having pain? Like, I'm not having any pain, but it's white in there, so I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I can't help you. I'm not your doctor. So.
Yeah.
I get a lot of those, and I'll even make the video, and then they're still messaging me. I don't know you. I can't tell you even if I did. I can't give you advice.
Yeah, I'm still super small fries on social media, but one time I found this phallic-looking mushroom growing out in my grove outside, and I posted a picture of it, and I tagged one of our friends that's a urologist, a female urologist, and I was like, "You didn't really come here for urology content, but you're welcome," you know? And I, of course, that's the only thing that I've ever gotten a message about. And somebody messaged me and was like, "How do I go about fixing my hypospadias?"
I don't know. It's a mushroom. We dice it up and we put in some butter and garlic.
Oh my god!
I think I posted one of a mushroom growing out of a tooth. I found a picture of a tooth. One had a sprout in it, and then there was another one you could see it was like a mushroom. It was just like a big cavity, and there was carbohydrate in there, and life was born.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I could. It's one of my old TikToks. I could find it and send it to you.
I need to find that one. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Please do.
I want to ask you about. Okay.
Wow, what a gross.
I want to ask you about your alter egos. That was like my favorite part of your videos. I love your assistant. Is it one assistant? Is it always the same person, or is it like a composite person? Does she have a name? If she has a name, can we guess? Because I'm curious about all of these things.
Well, first off, like it was not planned, and it was just like social media. I came up with some stupid name, and patients started using it. But the name is Tracy. I have an assistant named Tracy. She's got
I wasn't gonna guess that.
Long hair. She's not like, I work with an assistant Brandy and assistant Jen, and they're nothing like her. She's more like me.
I mean, I kind of figured it was like the alter ego Bert. Yeah, I would have called her Darla maybe. But
Darla would be good. I feel like in dentistry we name everybody, the names end with a Y, like Tracy, Marcy, Brandy, Tammy. But I mean, I don't know if that's true. Roxy, that'd be another good one.
Yeah.
And then
that's what I was thinking. Trixie.
Excellent.
Trixie.
Maybe,
that's
good too. That's a good assistant.
Yeah, these are some good ideas for you in case you need to like pivot.
And I have 2 wigs, so I have that for Tracy, and then the other one is like a short hair bob that I use it for my hygienist, and then if she has a shawl, then she's front office because the front office is always freezing.
They always are.
And then if I do the oral surgeon, sometimes I wear just that font, like that dressing hair cap, or I'll just, if it's a bro and my hair is long enough, I'll pull this all back and show my receding hairline. But endodontist, I'll wear I'll put these really long paper tubes
like that.
to the glasses.
I did that with the microscope.
That is my Halloween costume. We all dressed up in dental school as our professors, and I had the long loops, that I had like a curtain hanger coming off my thing, so it had like even longer so that they could be out to here, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the videos are fun to do, but it's like they're a lot of work. I mean, sometimes I write scripts. I used to be into creative writing. That was what in dental school I'd always try to write. I would write and submit stuff, but it was really hard. But I always liked writing dialogue, and so most of these reels are just dialogue, and dialogue is fun to write. And then I usually just try to keep it to 2 people talking. Once you add a third person, it gets really confusing.
When you're filming, do all Dr. Walpack and all Tracy, or you're not like hat on, hat off, wig off, on, off.
I know. First off, it is the most embarrassing thing I do. I don't want any, one time my staff member came in and I just shut it down.
That was the other thing I was going to ask. I'm assuming this is like a Saturday morning and you're in there batching content. Because if it were me, I would be I'll be talking and my husband will pop in and I'll be like, shut it down. I'm so embarrassed for anyone to see me in my real life doing that.
Yeah.
So you too.
Yeah.
Mortified if people I know in town. I'm much rather people in Connecticut watch it than I not have to feel bad about it. I think sometimes there's people there's some dentists I used to work for, and the oral surgeon I referred to was like, I saw your video, and I was like,
is that about me? Yeah.
Or hey, my staff likes your videos. I was like, got it.
You're welcome.
But yeah, my wife's really good about it though. I will be Friday morning, I gotta go to the office and do checks and write some bills and do catch up on notes, and she's like, got it.
Yeah. Sure. Work.
Yeah.
Bills.
So let me ask you this, because you love this creative writing and dialogue writing, do you have to have, because I find that when I get into it, I'm writing these long notes, really with everything that I'm doing. And then I'm like, Sarah, you don't need all that. Leave it alone. You know?
Yeah.
Do you do that, or are you like pretty streamlined on that?
No, I think my notes are pretty sparse. I have the assistants fill it out, and then I just change. No, we use Unison cement, not Fuji, that kind of stuff. And then if something went a little awry, then I'm like, okay. So usually it's pretty short notes. Oh, I think the whole family's here. Let me just close the door real quick.
All right.
How big is your family? How many kids do you have?
I have 3 boys. I think we planned on 2, and we got 3.
How old are they?
4, 8, and 10.
Okay. I've got 4 and 7.
4 and 7.
Boys.
Yeah.
If I had a third, I would not survive, I don't think.
I never see my wife, you know. I see her around 10:30 at night, and we'll watch an episode of something, and then we go to bed, and then we try to do date night like once a week, but it's not our time. We had our time, and we'll have our time again.
Yeah.
Does your wife work? What does your wife do?
Yeah, she's a child therapist. So she works at her office or sometimes works here. If I go on the road, usually the rule is I have to bring a kid. And so I usually have to find.
Do you get to choose which one?
No, I can't ever bring the 4-year-old. He's really not ready. The 8-year-old helps. Like he once sold all my socks. I have these like Bert Walpack socks. And
he's
then
my merch guy.
He's my merch guy. He just went up and down the line. He's like, "You want a sock?" So he's a good guy to bring. And then my oldest son.
It's hard to say no to an 8-year-old.
I know, that's what it was.
That's good strategy. Yeah, that's good strategy.
And my 10-year-old's one of those boys that's just like very shy, won't look at anybody in the eye. He doesn't sell merch, does not move merch.
He's not the merch guy.
No.
Yeah.
That reminds me of
my
kids haven't really done like the lemonade stand, but my son is very entrepreneurial. He wanted to do like a used toy stand, and he got the neighbor to help him build this stand on wheels. And I'm kind of a free range mom. I'm not like super great on really strict supervision. So every once in a while I'll be like, I thought they were in the yard. Where are the kids? And they've like gone all the way around the block to the busy street, Main Street, and I've wheeled the cart with their toys, their used toys to sell. And I'm like embarrassed, like, oh, they're gonna feel so bad when they don't have any success. It's gonna be like really embarrassing. They're sitting out there for hours, and then like 20 minutes later, they're like, "Mom, we made $32." And I'm like, I mean, part of me is proud, and part of me is like, great. Now it means you have to do it like tomorrow and the next day and the next day.
Sure makes cleanup easier, that's for sure.
Right?
And people are like, the oral surgeons must not have a lot of money. They send their kids out to sell junk.
Right. But you know, it's hard to say no to your grandkid who's driving by going, "Hey, toys," and to a cute little boy and girl just sitting there.
I'll pick you up in the Audi later. Yeah, my kids do the same thing. Right. My kids will sell cookies with cookies that I bought for our house, and they just sell it at 100% profit, no overhead whatsoever.
Yeah, they're like 10 cents a cookie, but it all goes to me. That's great. Wow, so, let's do it again.
So we're at the playground, and then they sell for like 10 minutes, and then they're done, and then I'm selling their cookies. They're like, watch the stand.
And they're like, this Dr. Walpack's comedy career is really taking off. Side gig.
Yeah.
One mom was like, if you're selling cookies, is it for church or for school? I was like, no, just selling cookies. She's like, I can just give you money if you need money. I want the cookies. I was
sure.
like, no.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm
our
a dentist.
Children how to, you know,
student loans.
Rejection. Yeah.
Whatever you got to do is student loans, man. Selling cookies. Get out there and sell those cookies. Dad's got loans to pay.
Work that game. Yeah.
Composite's expensive. It's expensive to pay for college, that's for sure.
Right. Where did you guys go to school?
I went to Iowa for residency and dental school.
People love Iowa. We have so many Iowa transplants. They're like, Iowa City, I want to go practice.
Everyone in Iowa. If you didn't stay in Iowa, you went to Denver or the Pacific Northwest. So we probably know the same people.
I never met someone from Iowa until I moved to Oregon. Yeah, they're all here.
Oh,
yeah, they are. Yeah, 100%. And Denver.
I trained at MUSC in Charleston, and then Baylor in Dallas, and now I'm in San Diego.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so I trekked right across.
Are you born and raised from South Carolina then?
I grew up in Virginia.
Oh, like DC area?
The south of Richmond. Kind of more, rural-ish area. And that's kind of where I live now, is the rural-ish area of San Diego.
Oh, okay. I have not been there then.
I didn't know there was a rural-ish area.
Yep.
Erin, one thing that you said that I always think about is just like how there's, and I guess you already said it, is how unrepresented women are in oral surgery. And I remember like being in school, in like elementary school, and all the girls were the smartest people in our class. And I just thought, oh, okay, so girls are smart, boys are stupid. And and then it was like that in high school too, like all the valedictorians. And then you're right, all the oral surgeons, they're all dudes. At least OHSU, I think we had one in like in our, I think it was an MD program. So I think that one in some of the 6 classes, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Do you surmise? Do you have theories?
We talk about it all the time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
all right.
no, it's good though. Like we love to talk
Yeah,
about it.
we're not going there.
No.
We also don't understand.
Cease and desist.
It's funny because we chose this path, and so we can't understand why others don't, because we understand why they don't, but it's doable. You know what I mean?
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're like, but how do we do that? Because everybody that I know that was like a badass was like, I'm going to go to perio. And I'm like, why? Why don't you go into surgery?
It's like oral surgery junior.
Almost there.
I thought about this so much, partly because my husband's a physician. And so he was in med school. I was in dental school. And so just watching that side by side and watching his med school friends and my dental school friends. And I was like, well, everyone says women don't do oral surgery because of residency. Like it's too hard and you want to have kids and the lifestyle. And so I'm like, that makes sense. But then all his female friends in medical school all have to go to residency. So like clearly females are choosing to do residencies. So then I'm like, are they self-selecting by going to dental school? You weren't planning to do a residency. And so that's why. And I think that's the cop-out answer a lot of times, like the research papers say that. And I'm sure that's true to a point, but I also think it's true for the men too, right? Like most men are choosing dentistry partially because of the lifestyle, but we still get 90% of the men who go into oral surgery going into oral surgery. So it can't just be that, unless, and I don't think everyone who goes into dental school is like oral surgery or bust, like a lot of people change their mind. So I don't like the cop out part of that because it just blames women. Like women like to do easy things and women don't like to do hard things. They don't like blood.
Who's this character? Let's see. I want to know more about her.
This is Aaron.
He doesn't know. This is just me.
Yeah,
help me develop my characters for social media because we haven't really gone there, but all of my friends are like, oh, here she comes again.
She seems like a witch or some kind of like
I have like
supernatural.
my husband says I have like a dumb guy and like a annoying girl. Those are like the 2 that I have, but we need to work on my range. But I don't like when people when you cop out there. I think there's so much more to it. I think a lot of it's visibility and mentorship and support. So like women can't see themselves in the oral surgery field. They don't have anyone to model. And I had luckily a faculty member, and we were just saying this like on another episode, who was a woman. And I was nervous, like, I want to be an oral surgeon, but I don't know if I can do it. But she had kids and she said, yeah, you can have kids. And so that was like, okay, push me over the edge to do it. But if you don't have that person, and the opposite happens all the time, you can't be an oral surgeon if you want to have a family. Like people will discourage you. They'll say that all the time. And so I think that's a big part of it, is just there's not that mentorship. There's not that support. There's not that visibility. Women aren't seeing that, and they're seeing enough of the negative side, the discrimination, the harassment, the lack of support, that I don't know if I can do it. And they're going to be mean to me, or they might not accept me. So that's my perspective.
Well, I've purchased my practice from a female dentist who retired. And one thing I've noticed is my patients will still refer to her by her first name. They never refer to her by her last name. And that happens in our community. I hear like, oh yeah, Liz has a practice over on, so I was seeing Liz before. Do you notice that? I feel like they call the men by doctor something and they'll call the female dentist by first name. Is that a Eugene thing? I don't know.
No, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I actually don't mind it. I'm starting in a pediatric practice, and they said, how do you want the patients to call you? How do you want us to refer to you as? And I was like, you can call me Dr. Sarah. That's fine. Like it doesn't bother me at all. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it, and I think maybe it's because I was in the military, and so I was always called by my last name by everybody, and then I was like, oh, that's just so weird. And then I got married for like a year and then divorced, and I'd changed my name and then had to change it back. And then when I got remarried, I just kept my name. And so that whole thing was like,
Okay, my name is Sarah. That's the one thing you can't take away
one
from me,
consistent thing in
right?
your life.
And
Yeah.
so that was
But
like,
it's
and maybe
still
that's why, I
Dr.
don't know.
Sarah, right? Like
Yeah.
if patients are calling you Sarah, just straight up
Mhm.
Sarah. I was at a conference and they were introducing a panel of doctors, so like 5 or 6 people, and they introduced everyone as Dr. Jones and Dr. Smith and Dr. whatever, Dr. Walpack. And then they said, and we'll say Liz again, Liz. And then when she got up there, like, hey, sweetie, and like gave her a hug and a kiss on the cheek and like, okay,
Yeah.
sweetie, here you go, type of thing. And it was just such this dichotomy, you know, like I
Yeah.
think people don't always, that's definitely a common thing, I think. So I wouldn't mind people calling me Erin, but then no one knows who the doctor is. So I
Right.
remember in residency, it was like my 3rd year, and the residents were saying, what do people call you? And how do you introduce yourself to people? And they'd be, I just go in and I say, hey, I'm Bob. And I was like, what? That's all you say? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, nice to meet you, doctor. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? I had to go in and I'd be like, hi, I'm Dr. Sheffield with my giant badge that says doctor. And I'm going to be doing your surgery. And here's informed consent, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm putting on the gloves. And they'd still be like, what are you doing? When's the doctor going to come in? So I could never imagine just being like, hey, what up? I'm Erin. I've never been a surgery bro, so can't get away.
I still do. I do that because at the end of the day, I'm like, well, you can think that I'm your nurse, but I'm still gonna cut on you. I mean, sorry, you know.
Let me do it.
They're gonna make you bleed either way.
When I bought the practice, the bank was giving me a hard time. They're like, well, it's not often. If you buy a practice and the doctor changes gender, sometimes patients get uncomfortable. And I didn't know what they were saying. I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. And like, yeah,
I'm not like a frog amphibian.
Then I thought they were saying that the doctor I was buying the practice from had been transitioning. And
right.
I was like, she told what?
If they're, I
What
mean,
a weird thing for them to say.
Yeah, I know you want your 6%, so let's just push this through no matter what.
Yeah, that's awkward. So is there something about the Pacific Northwest and comedy? Like, do all the comedians move there?
Oh my God.
Breeding ground, like at least for like doctors. I feel like all
For
the
influ-
doctors I follow are like, oh, we're in Seattle. Oh, we're in the Pacific Northwest. Like,
Yeah, do you guys follow Dr. Glockenflecken?
yeah, like he's an Iowa guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He went there. Yeah, he lives in Oregon apparently.
Yeah.
We did a show maybe like 2 weeks ago because they were gonna our ER in town was gonna be shut down. They fired all our ER physicians.
Is that in your town?
That was in Eugene.
Oh,
and isn't Eugene where the university is?
Yeah. So
that sounds like
we were just going to do locum tenens every 2 years, new locum tenens and he came down and did a fundraiser for EEP so they could pay the attorney fees, and it got turned over, but we're still have fired all these ER docs, and their last day is July 1st and have taken new jobs. So I guess
because they had to find a backup plan, I guess. That's terrible.
But yeah, Dr. Glockenflecken lives in town. I was like, oh my God. And then I've been asked that too. Like Dr. Brady Smith lives up in Vancouver, Washington, which is pretty much a suburb of Portland. Yeah, it just seemed funny that way. Yeah, but it would be nice to be, you're in Chicago, right? Or no, you're in
Illinois, yeah.
Illinois. I would love to live in Chicago because it would only be like a 3-hour flight everywhere. I don't often do shows.
It's a good comedy town.
I was going to say, where all do you go?
Lincoln City, Lincoln Lodge is where I played in Chicago. I usually just find a theater because if I can find a theater, then I can bring my kid and he can hang out in the green room. If it's a comedy club, sometimes they don't let kids in, and so I have to find childcare. So I usually try to find a smaller theater, and then when my kids grow up or get older, I can figure something else out. But I can't bring the 4-year-old on the road at all for that reason. But I always just try to find theaters. The best situation.
I'm imagining him off like
shut it
down.
Oh my God.
Watch another movie. It's fine. Have some goldfish.
My girl would take over the show. I would be afraid of like, and there we go. And we've lost the crowd because he's taken over.
Yeah, that's what I picture too. I picture, Dad, can you open this? Something I can't open this. Or Dad, it's not streaming anymore. A new episode.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a good enough comedian, I guess you can, make that part of the show.
Yeah.
There's your pressure right there.
Your
Are you good
ventriloquist
enough to
dummy.
carry that?
To put your kid on stage and entertain people with your kid, can you do that? Sure.
Okay, I want to go back to Dr. Brady. So you get lumped in all the time with the LDS dentist trope, which I think is pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
And Dr. Brady is also LDS, right?
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
you didn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
he's kind of a sleeper. Some of the things he does is not quite as obvious.
I would say hanging out with him, you wouldn't know. Yeah. There's no idea. I was like, oh.
So he's like the guy, like you're the one getting accused of it. Meanwhile, he's the one. I think that's funny.
Yeah, like I don't remember. There was no LDS in my town, and I remember being my first LDS when I was 25. It was a BYU student that worked in New York City, but he was doing stuff that seemed like he was like a New York City guy. And then when I moved out to Oregon, just everyone assumes. Everyone. I mean, I look the part. I have the number of kids. I have the career. I don't know. I'm not filthy. I don't really drink that much. I don't know.
I was wondering. I really was. So when you made the video about it, I was laughing because I was like, I was wondering.
Yeah, I got sent a care package by an orthodontist, and I was like, oh, these are great cookies. And then I talked to my friend. He's like, oh, did you get the bottle of like wild turkey and Guinness from them? I was like, no, I did not. And so I called up and I was like, oh, are you guys doing wild turkey and Guinness for everybody? And like, oh, no, those are only for, because you're Mormon. I was like, whoa, no, I'm not. I would like wild turkey and my Guinness, please, and keep my shamrock cookies. Yeah.
Stop appropriating our culture, Walpack. As I will see what you think. I am maybe the sleeper LDS dentist.
I Googled you, and I think are you BYU Provo?
Yeah.
Or BYU Idaho? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, most people are surprised to find out.
Mostly because there's like not any female LDS dentists.
I agree, Sarah. That's why it's a sleeper cell. Agreed.
Exactly.
Yeah. But when we went to Mexico City, the little the thank you gift that they gave her was a really nice bottle of tequila. And guess who got it? Me.
Oh, okay.
So we're having the opposite problem. You can send me all your cookies. I will send you all of the tequila.
It's like a triangle trade, I feel like, that we used to have in the 1700s. Yeah, we could do that.
We'll start bartering. I can throw some avocados in while we're at it.
Yeah, you got it. Or some coffee. Yeah. I'll send you the coffee and Aaron the avocados. How about
Right.
that?
Do the triangle again.
Yeah.
What kind of gifts is your oral surgery office giving out to get referrals? I'm curious. Is it a consistent one every year, every Christmas? It's always.
We are the gift.
Of course.
The gift of me being in
Oh,
town.
God, I can't believe you're right. Yes.
So yes, this is a great question, and I don't always give gifts.
Because you're that good.
I am that good. I don't have to.
And you take Medicaid,
bribe people. I don't take Medicaid. I tried to take Medicaid, and then they sent me an 8-cent check, and I was like, I'm done. I was also getting.
It's like a royalty check from when you were on an episode of Step by Step in 1987.
Yeah. Do you know that from experience?
No.
Okay.
I
Is that
always hear
real?
they say that. They're always
Yeah,
like,
I know,
22
right?
cents.
Yeah, I got an 8-cent check, and I was like, okay. And I was getting people taking the train down from Chicago like 4.5 hours to have their sedation and like thinking they're going back on the train. And I was like, I can't be the only oral surgeon in the state of Illinois taking Medicaid.
Right.
You might be.
Feels like maybe I
California.
am. Yeah. I just can't keep doing this. But yeah,
So
no.
what's your UDR? Cool. We're gonna. What is minus 89% of that? Okay, that's what we're gonna give you. You're gonna get 11% of your
3 years later, the stamp will cost 6 times more than what we're willing to pay you. You're welcome. Yeah, I live in a rural enough area that I'm the only oral surgeon. My partner's out right now on medical leave, so I'm the only oral surgeon. And the next one's probably 30 miles over, but besides that, probably 60, 75-mile radius. So I keep pretty busy. So I like to show appreciation to my referrals, but I don't really have like a set schedule for sending things, and I'm not sending Louis Vuitton or anything like that. Crab legs.
I think we have 7 oral surgeons in Eugene, so it is a competitive market, and that competitive market is purchased with crumble cookies and nothing but the cakes.
Yeah. We have like 70 oral surgeons here in San Diego.
Oh my God. Yeah. So sometimes when I have to do shows and I want to get people to come out, I'll call the offices. And I called all the oral surgeons in Seattle, and just they all have the same. It's like downtown oral surgery associates, downtown oral surgery fun, oral surgery for Seattle. Like it's when it gets competitive, the URLs get very creative.
Yeah, yeah. I know. You know what I've started doing, and so I'm not actively practicing at this moment. I'm starting a little practice inside of my friend's pediatric practice. And so we're getting that rolling. But something that I've started doing is like just calling dentists in the area and seeing if they want to go for like a hike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like just meeting up for a walk or hike or something like that, because I don't know, that's what I like. And so I figure if that's how I can make friends, and I really want people that I work with to be my friends. So, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well, that's what we'll do. And if you send me a couple patients, then that's even better. And if you don't, then that's okay too, you know? Yeah. So,
I stay to myself, and I don't really do any classes in Eugene. I'll go up to Spear, or I'll go to Portland for classes. But I knew if I was a specialist, I'd have to do what Erin's doing right now. Shake your head and smile. Oh yeah, of course. And then whatever they say they do for fun, you're like, oh my God, that sounds so fun. But I think I get stressed out at some of these like Lane County Dental Society meetings, and people will post like, here's a case I did, and it's always like just perfect case, and I get stressed out with that kind of stuff. I want people to post their bad stuff.
I know. How are we supposed to learn otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then let me ask you this. As a general dentist in a community that is oversaturated with oral surgeons, if somebody comes into you and is like, hey, I've just opened up my office and I just wanted to introduce myself, and you're like, cool, I have this person that I've been referring to for the last 75,000 years, and but great to meet you. Is there any time where you would consider sending them to something or switching your loyalty or whatever it is?
Yeah.
What would make you do that, right? Like that's the part for like being somebody new in town.
I think just like the thing is, like when they come in and do like a PowerPoint presentation that the hygienists and assistants are like also interested in, and then you get, it's not about the presentation. I guess it's not about the content. It's just about how you see them treat your office, how you see them treat your assistants, how they field questions. Yeah.
It's really about if Tracy likes them or not.
Yeah, if she can bum a cigarette, then she might actually. Why don't we refer to him?
They're always smokers, aren't they?
Yeah, I worked for the dentist before, and he had like the fanciest BMW, and he'd get it detailed maybe like, let's say every other month, like a $300 detail, and it was immaculate. And I never wanted to go in his car because I didn't want to like scuff anything. And then one day he's like, his car was in the shop, and he's like, hey, how about we go get some lunch and you drive? And I was like, no. I had like one kid at that point and a golden retriever, so there's dog hair and Cheerios everywhere, and driving him around, he was like, you could tell there was just disdain. I was like, oh God. And so I did a video on that, because it'll stress your staff out. If you want to like stress your staff out, just be like, hey, I don't have a car today. Do you mind if I use your car, or you drive me somewhere?
Yeah, especially if they have kids, right? Like, oh, what did they leave in the back this time?
Yeah.
I do have to say something that I admire about Tracy. She seems to really like you. And I wondered, is that how you perceive it? And do you think that's a subconscious choice? Is that a real choice? Like, she seems very supportive and not like passive aggressive, like some assistants that I've met. So is that the relationship that you are actively cultivating, or is it aspirational?
It's aspirational, absolutely. Yeah, I think sometimes I make her say, doctor, where she's like really impressed with him.
The implant one was my favorite, where she's like, a mouse's nipple or whatever. That's on fire. I can't remember what she said. That is going to slay.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think my staff, we hang out, we go to each other's weddings and stuff.
How many times do you guys get married?
Yeah,
I had 3 on maternity leave last year. It was very fertile practice, I always say.
Yeah, it's tricky.
That first time you're like, oh, congratulations. And that second time you're like,
yeah, it gives a whole new meaning to the hot springs of Oregon, right?
Hey guys, we're going to have a gestation schedule at our office.
Who's going next? Tracy went out of turn again.
Tracy, when is menopause? Is it sometimes? I mean, but my staff won't do videos, and I also feel weird. Like, I feel like I'm going to be in a deposition for HR, and they'll be like, "Yeah, he would make us do videos and dress us up and tell us to act different ways than I would ever want to act and say things I would never want to say." And that's when, and so I just kind of
I
avoid
can see
it.
the headlines now, right?
But
Dentist
do
in
you
Eugene,
own
Oregon,
your own
forced
practice?
his staff.
So you aren't, don't you? Are you the boss?
Yeah,
So you are HR. So
I am. I
even
am
better.
HR.
Even better.
The worst is
He puts
comedy
on a
show.
wig. He's like, no, it's HR.
There was that day when they're like, when they found me on social media. I didn't tell them I did it.
Oh, okay. Tell us about that.
Well, they just said, "And do you know who this is?" And it was me, of course.
How long have they been talking about it before they get it? Because they're like, no,
no.
you're gonna say it. No, you're gonna say it. No, you have to say it. How are we gonna say it?
And like,
no.
when do you do these? How long you been doing this? And I was
Doing
like,
this behind our backs. So are they embarrassed or do they think it's cool?
I think we did the Oregon Dental Convention this year. I got to do stand up, and they were really proud of me when people came up to say hi. And they're like, "It's our doctor." And then sometimes people will be like, "I want to work for you. You seem like such a fun dentist." And then they get a little like catty about it and like, "Oh no, he has a hygienist already. He's fine. He doesn't need anybody else."
He's not funny in real life, okay?
It's definitely that.
He's so mean.
Try
You would never know.
working.
He's so mean.
Try working with him.
Yeah, and then patients, I go by a fake name. It's a stage name, and I just do it so patients couldn't find me. And I worked for this dentist that I was his associate, and I knew he would be upset if he found out I was doing stand up. So sometimes patients are like, "Hey, I heard you do stand up." But usually the patients that are into social media or into stand up are good. You know, they're open people, open to their dentist being funny.
Yeah, well,
Why do you
maybe
think about that?
He wants to control all aspects of his practice. I mean, he was just like, if we were gonna order new memo, stickies, he'd be like, the yellow's classic, but the pink might have a little flair. And I just felt like if I was like, oh man, he's gonna have a talk
Green's
to
really
me.
not on brand. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Definitely had a gestation schedule at his age.
I mean, we would have long talks about how I did my hygiene exams and how I introduced myself to patients. So I knew and also when you start stand up, you're not just bad, you're also taboo. I mean, you're like, oh, when I say this word, I get a real good reaction. So I wasn't really open to letting people know that I was doing it until about like 5 years in. And I don't know, do you guys realize how much it's just against all our nature to be self-promoters, and you have to promote the podcast or you have to promote your practice or promote something in your life. And you're like, man, I'm coming out really arrogant, asking these people to smash the follow button.
Right. And then, in the Navy, you have to write your own, what do you call them, a fitness report? You write your own annual evaluation. And I'm like, I did a great job. What do you want me to write? Like, this is so hard for me to write down how great I am so that you think that I'm great. You should already know that I'm great because you've worked with me, right? And so it's like
that would self-select for all the narcissists.
Yeah.
They said we're promoted.
I just copy and pasted the State of the Union address and
right. Yeah, I know. But you're right. That is one of the hardest things I think that we do. And even as a specialist and going and meeting general dentists and trying to say or do something that maybe is good or different or something, but you really just want them to like you as a person, So it's like, I don't know. It's such a hard, self-promotion is very difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I place my implants 0.4 subcrest. If that's something you're interested in, look me up, I don't know what you'd say.
Right. Oh man. So how did you choose your alter ego, your stage name?
Is it?
Do we get to know, or is it secret?
No, not in public. I'll probably keep it secret.
Okay.
I can ask you behind closed doors. But yeah, my dad was Albert, and he was the fourth Albert, and I was supposed to be the fifth Albert. So I was like, I'll go by Bert. My dad's Bert. I always thought it'd be funny to feel like it would be like to be Bert. And then Walpack is my favorite town in New Jersey. When I go back, I go to Walpack. It's a rural town. It was going to be completely flooded by the Delaware River because they were going to Army Corps of Engineers was gonna flood it. So they did eminent domain and bought everybody's house and kicked everybody out. And then the dam never happened. So then there's all these abandoned houses in this town. And when I was in high school, we would just go into these abandoned houses and just get old Campbell soup cans and old Life magazines. And but it is a huge park that would have just been urban sprawl, but it's just left there to be beautiful.
Oh, that's really cool. I've never heard of that. That's
Yeah.
insane. Wow.
Yeah, they needed to build a water source for Newark, New Jersey. So they were going to make it the reservoir water source. And then they were also going to do recreation and, jet skiing and boating. And then it just, I think they found out there was no bedrock. It would have been on clay and it would have burst. So they didn't do their due diligence.
Yes, I see. My family went to New Zealand a couple of months ago, and we did a bike tour around this town that they had flooded in that same way, but they actually did it.
Okay.
And so when the water is down a little low, you can see the roofs of the buildings that are still there. It's insane.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so
that's trippy.
maybe a little sketchy for boating, but fun to bike around. So.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah. I don't know. How did you decide to go to Oregon from New Jersey?
When you grow up in New Jersey, you go to New York. Like everyone goes to New York. Not everybody, but most go to New York. And then I just saw what it was going to be like. You have your apartment, and then eventually you get coupled with somebody, and then you move in and you have a bigger apartment, and then you realize you want to have children. So then you move out to the suburbs because you can't afford to live in Manhattan anymore. And then you brag about your commute. You're like, well, it's only 55 minutes. It's on the train, so I get work done on the train. And you're like, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like you're working extra. And I didn't want that. So then I was like, I want to just live on the West Coast for a little bit. People met me and they're like, you seem like a West Coaster. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then
quite a compliment.
Yeah, I do like living out here, but I think I want to move back when I retire to New Hampshire or Maine. That's where my folks live and my sister lives, and I spend a lot of time there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. When we moved out here, my husband had retired from the Navy, and I still had one set of orders left. And we moved out here, and our plan was that we were going to move, once I finished, we were going to move back to Tennessee, which we've never lived in Tennessee, but we both really like Tennessee. Yeah. But then when we moved out here and we found this property that we live on, and we're like, well, this isn't so bad. And so then, because we just assumed we were going to rent a track home, and that was going to get old, and taxes and stuff. And so then here we are, we're still here. So
can we go back? My brain turned off. Did you say your name is not really Bert Walpack? That's your stage name.
Yeah.
I know, my mind is blown. I was trying to just push past it.
Did I misunderstand? And I'm here looking for your office, and I'm like, I'm not finding it. I think that's what he said. My brain has.
It's part of the act.
I was feeling kind of bad. Your name was.
He's
Bert.
Not actually a dentist.
Honestly, being
he breaks into an office.
So his name's not Bert. It's probably Mike.
Yeah, I'll be happy to tell you at some point if it's interesting, but it's great.
Now I want to know. We don't have to spill the beans to everyone, but do you know what my favorite thing to do is when I'm working with kids? To snap out most kids from that, they're freaking out. I always say, my assistant, whoever it is, did you know Holly she just loves guessing pet names. Do you have a pet? And they're like, oh, yes, I have a pet. And snaps them out of it. And then it's amazing. Some of them will have we have 12 cats and 25 chickens. And we'll be like, okay, it's go time. And we're just like, Mary, Bobby. And they're like, no. Is it a dog name or a people dog name? It's a people dog name. Okay. Randy, Eugene. No. Bert. No.
So now are you trying to guess the dentist name?
So now I'm like, can we guess your
Sniffles.
name?
It is Sniffles.
Yeah. I knew it.
Is it a person name or a not person name?
I would recommend you guys should try it. It's so nice. When you're walking in Costco, if people yell Dr. Holland, I'm like, that's a patient. If people yell Bert Walpack, I'm like, on social media. And then they yell my name, then I'm like, it's somebody I know.
I mean, that's helpful. You're like, what context do you know me? Why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you just being friendly, or are you know who I am, or you know who I am?
Do you guys know what the Appalachian Trail is?
Yeah. I grew up in Virginia.
So I did the AT when I was 22. And when you do the AT, you take on a different name, and that's your name, and no one goes by your real name. And my name was Jukebox because I would sing all the time. And then I was like, I'm Jukebox. And then I came home to, I just liked having that name. And when I still see people from the trail, we just call each other that. It's hokey, I know, but it was just kind of fun.
So are you a singer, or you just like to sing?
Yeah, I just really like to sing. We have these huge karaoke parties at our house on New Year's Eve, and it's like some people are just like I don't want, like, it's not even fun to watch. It's like it's so freaked out, but it's the people those who love to sing. It's like so much fun. We play this game where I can't remember what it's called, but you just put on one and you have to sing it, whatever it is. And sometimes it's like singing Black Velvet is a hard song for like a 60-year-old man. And then the kids usually sing their stuff, and like, oh, we're like, I've never heard this song before. I mean, because
I was traveling in Malaysia at this scuba diving resort, and there are all the Malaysians there, and they had a karaoke room, and they'd always be like, "Come on, yeah, woo!" And I'd be over there, and I'm like, I don't know any of these songs. They're singing in Malaysian, but
that happened in Thailand.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, Thailand and the Philippines
Thailand definitely
big.
We were in Thailand.
Karaoke bars.
Karaoke. We just wanted to watch. We're like, oh, we're just here to watch. And then it was like all Thai songs. And then Cranberries' Zombie came on. And then they just pointed to my wife and I'm like, Zombie, Zombie. And so, Zombie is not like a happy song. It's not like Love Shack.
They're singing our English songs, but I'm like, I can't read Malaysian. I don't know if that's what the language is called, but yeah.
It was like a sad Irish song about their tanks and their bombs and their bombs. And so then we finished it and we sat back down and those Thai people just turned it back on. They're like, Zombie, Zombie. So we did it about twice and we're like, no more Zombie.
Encore.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, nobody wants me to do that. I never get volunteered
So
for
when
that.
you do your shows, I've seen like some clips that you've done, and you're usually wearing like your smock, and are you doing only dental content? Do you have shows where you do dental and non-dental? If you are doing dental, do you have to like classify it as dark humor?
Oh, that's a good question. So I usually do at those shows, Laugh at Cane, oral fixation. I'll do like 60% dental and then personal life or regular jokes for like the last 20 minutes. But if I get booked at the club in our town, at the comedy club, then I just do no dental jokes. Otherwise, you seem like a one-trick pony a little bit.
Yeah, and then people are like, "Is that about me? Is that about
right? Is that patient?
About me?" Yeah.
And then sometimes it's helped. Once there was a comedian that came to Eugene, he was like, I don't want anybody open for me who's from this town because I don't want them to say I have cat jokes. I don't want someone to do cat jokes. I don't want anyone to do the same material. And then they're like, well, Bert does dental jokes, and he's like, okay, that's fine. You can do that.
Wasn't going to be much overlap there.
He had no dentist jokes, but I'll say, yeah.
Go ahead.
Like anybody who like all these open mics I've gone to, the stand-ups always do dental jokes. Like they all have dentist stories that they want to tell. And
is it like a trauma response or something?
It is. They all have.
I was gonna say, are they funny to you as a dentist? We're all like going.
And they're usually jokes about someone in your mouth. That's usually the gist of the jokes.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Play on words. Yeah.
To go there.
It's usually that. But yeah, everyone has the dental jokes. It seems like.
Yeah, I bet.
What is your joke that you have had that you feel like really landed the best? Just like either that you expected it to, or even better, if you didn't expect it to get quite there, but it like landed so good and you were like, whoa.
I had a patient once during COVID. She asked me for Gracie scalers to scale her teeth because she built up plaque a lot. So then I made a joke on stage about how we are doing teledentistry at my office, and what we do is we have like a box and we put in like floss and toothpaste and lidocaine, syringes, drills, extraction forceps, and just tell patients to fuck around, right? That's
the only way you can find out, right?
Yeah. And so we send it up to patients, and I had a patient, and the joke I say, I have a patient who Zoomed with me in April, and she had a huge abscess on her tooth. And I was like, that's a maxillary second molar that usually has one root. You can, maxillary second premolar, you can usually just extract it yourself. And she's like, and so she got it numb herself, and she put the forceps, and there's a pop crunch sound, and she got the tooth out. And I was like a proud father. At that point, the audience is like, eh. And I had her show it to me, and it was a perfect tooth. And I was like, oh, you know what? Your left is my right. And I thought that was such like an inside baseball joke, but that was one that surprised me that it does so well, and it does well in front of audiences. And I just sometimes I end
really
it.
not that funny.
Yeah, it's more scary,
pitch, right?
It's worse.
Yeah, because you get people who are like, and I'm like, whoa, that's not real joke.
I feel like in the dental office, we probably all have our jokes, right? And they're all so bad. I feel like you made a video about that just the other day of like basically like dad jokes of The Office.
Yeah.
But I was saying this today to my staff, like, there's nothing worse than when your assistant steals your joke. Do they ever do that? They're like, oh, this is a time she would normally say it and she didn't. So now I'm going to say it. And I'll be like, hey, what are you doing?
You should do that. That'd be a good. That would be a good TikTok. You should do that. Yes,
Okay.
I have the same thing, and it's
give me all the ideas.
Because
I always say, like, for example, like, this is a conscious sedation. This is different than being in the operating room. I'm not putting you on a breathing machine, so I need you to breathe on your own. But that means you could be kind of in and out. So if you open your eyes, you're not in a horror film called Dr. Sheffield. And they're always like 35 times in a day. The assistants are like,
yeah,
I know.
But then if I skip it, then they're like, it's not like you're in a horror film called Dr. Sheffield. Thank you, Sarah. That's
You're welcome. We just need this button in our operatories, right?
Yeah.
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 Patients feel more relaxed.
Didn't know
good dad jokes that you'd tell the patients.
I have the stories. I just tell the same story if something, and I think they're tired of hearing the stories. But it would be sacrilege if they told one of my stories because it didn't happen to them. If they did that, it would be really funny. It would kill me if they did that.
Okay, they need to listen to this and do it like when they surprise you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one of my assistants used to always make fun of me. And she'd be like, and then if it's kind of close to the sinus, then she'd like give my informed consent. And I'd be like, is that how I sound? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm always amazed how much the assistants know what we're doing when we're doing it. Like, I was like, I got to have a surgery next month, so we're going to cancel those patients. And then they just knew it was a vasectomy.
I know you can't hide anything from them. You're having a vasectomy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is that what's
so
happening?
I know, like, yeah, if I close the door to my room, I'd like them to think that I closed the door because I'm on an important phone call, but it's usually because I'm doing a TikTok.
Which is really important. The moment gets you.
Yeah.
I just got a ban from our corporation that we can't do any social media on site or about patients at all. And I'm still salty about it. When the moment hits, you just want to do it. Or
the best time to do it is when it hits. It's like when you save it and do it later, you're like, it was really funny when I thought about it.
Right. When it's like you're like talking about something clinical, but I'm like in my kitchen. It's just not the same.
I feel a little guilty about social media. I feel like it's, I feel like when I do them, it feels like arrogant and narcissistic a little bit. But I also think it's like, well, we're not going to be reading novels anymore. I don't know if we read. I think this is like the new media, and I guess it's going to get even shorter. Like eventually we'll be doing like 1 second TikToks when our kids are kids.
That's it. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, I think you're bringing a lot of joy and laughter. So I don't think you should feel guilty or self-promotional or narcissistic about it because we're definitely enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks,
and you need all types of types, right? You need Tracy's and you need,
Marcy's and oral surgeons and endodontists with long lenses. Yeah.
I'm wondering if I can get my wig out.
Can you make a video inspired by us women oral surgeons?
Ooh, yeah.
I'll try.
It would be dangerous.
Yeah, but you have to be the male assistant.
It's usually like they're the butt of the joke though when I do like broy. If I could figure it out, if I can figure out an angle. I apologize, or I had that talk to my assistants and hygienists afterwards. Like, I do these videos. Are you okay if I do these videos? And I'm like, we're fine. We know it's not us. But if they said no, I probably would be like, well, I'm going to do them anyway.
We'll get a new assistant, I guess. My husband does that. He's like, it's a dumb guy voice again. And I'm like, well, maybe it's not that they're dumb. It's just I sound dumb as a guy. So don't be offended.
Yeah.
When I first used a wig, someone in the comment section was like, I guess we've entered the wig era. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. It's
what else
natural progression.
You're very believable. Like, it suspends reality for me. I'm like fully like, there's Tracy. And there's like the surfer bro guy patient.
Yeah, I did have. Some people were like, "No, that's his sister, idiot." And I was like, "No, it's still me. My sister would not do this."
Oh, they thought your twin sister was coming over. I mean, that's a compliment right there.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, you really embody the female persona. So I think we could trust you with us.
You know what was cool is my sister's hygienist in Maine was like, "Oh my God, you look just like this guy on social media that I follow." And I couldn't believe that hygienist like saw my sister's like facial expression. She's like, "Not in the way you look, in your like your mannerisms to my sister."
Wow.
Because it's not like her name's Judy Walpack.
No, she's not, right?
Alberta Walpack.
Alberta, yeah. That's funny. My dad's middle name is Olaf, so it does look like Alberto when he writes his middle initial. He gets that a lot.
And I bet he looks like an Alberto.
He looks like a Norwegian Alberto.
Well, we just got back from Mexico, so we like all the Albertos. Well, do you have anything else that you'd love to talk about that we've missed? I mean,
no. This has been great. I would love to get to meet you guys in real life someday.
We would too.
Yeah.
Can we come on the tour?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy. Can we join you?
Yes. If I'm in Chicago, if you want to go on stage, you can go on stage. Sometimes I do that if there's like a social media person who's big in that city. I'll be like, "Do you want to go on stage and say hi?" I'm sure they'd love you. But
so when you do the tours, are you just like, okay, I want to go to Quincy, Illinois and Bonsall, California, or like are people recruiting you? How does that work out?
Yeah, usually it's like something if I'm going to go on vacation, like I think we're going to go on vacation in Florida and in November, and I'm going to try doing Miami or Orlando or something then. But life is really busy right now. I've got they just do sports. And so I usually do it. If I'm going to try something, I usually have to take one or just choose a season that they're not around. Summer is the worst time for stand-up comedy. People want to be outside. So the best time for stand-up comedy is the winter. So usually I do that. I think I might do the midwinter meeting. I didn't realize I was in Chicago this year for a show and everyone's like, "You should have been here last week. It was midweek winter meeting." No, we don't have that in Oregon. I had no idea that was a big thing. Yeah. But the best shows the easiest for me is when it's like Wisconsin Dental Society is hired you to do a show, because then I don't have to be like, "Hey guys, come to our comedy show." I don't have to promote it, and they're already there.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
I hate the selling. I hate the marketing part.
Like 2 weeks ago, I had a show in Seattle, and I was like looking at new patient numbers, production collections, and how many seats have we sold yet in Seattle? All right, I'll get out on the phones.
Yeah, just when I needed another metric to meet.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah, another type A dentist number to fixate on.
What are your numbers like? Yeah.
How many seats are you booking?
The worst thing is like we schedule patients for their cleaning 6 months in advance, and we give them, you got to schedule now, and then asking the same front office to go to a comedy show. "Well, I'm going to buy tickets maybe the day." Like, oh my God, just now.
I can't understand how they ask me to book my hygiene appointment 6 months in advance. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight. Like, how am I supposed to know what I'm going to be doing 6 months from now? Give me a call about a month in advance.
You prioritized your oral health, Sarah. You would make it happen, whatever. It would be the priority.
I use flossers, and so clearly I'm not in camp oral health.
Mute. No.
That's going to be the video. He's going to be like, "Women, I use flossers also." Women oral surgeons floss.
Well, I mean, oral surgeons are great, but they use flossers, right?
What do they know? What do they know? They're just over here slashing.
Sarah, you look like you have amazing hygiene. So your flossers do great.
It's my Riverside filter.
Do I look like I have amazing hygiene too?
You started the podcast with lipstick on your teeth, but you run your last marathon in the mile.
That's because I did have someone once in one of my videos being like, "I'm seeing some inflammation of those gums."
Oh yeah.
Like, well, thank you.
Yes, I get it. Like some of my comedy friends, like, I don't want to do social media because they're going to make fun of me for this thing about my appearance. And I'm like, yes, they will. They will just cut you down into the core of what you are and say you look like Pete Davidson or Gary Busey. And that's, I look like, I think not the BTK killer, but there's some serial killer I look like. And I was like, you know what? I do look like that gentleman.
That's
I can't remember what it is.
Right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Zodiac Killer. If you ever want to look up the Zodiac Killer, I look like he is my celebrity doppelganger.
I thought they didn't even know who Zodiac is. Did they find it?
It was like police sketches for a while.
The devil, right?
You look like the police sketches. Even better.
Aaron, who's your celebrity doppelganger?
Princess Leia.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Put a bagel? Yeah.
Well, I kind of do with
Yeah.
especially right? That's when my husband, everyone's like, Grady, whoa. Or like, there's so many celebrities. Like, we were in Boston at a cheesecake factory with our 3 children, and all the waiters are like, oh my gosh, there's Tom Brady. Whoa,
oh my God.
gosh. And I'm like, clearly it's not Tom Brady because I'm not Giselle. This isn't Giselle time. Like, yeah, he's here with me and all my kids cheating on Giselle with me. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Tom loves oral surgery, if you don't know anything. Yeah,
right.
I know.
He loves a powerful woman.
That's what he likes. He likes powerful women.
Yes, exactly.
Sarah, who's your doppelganger?
I've only ever gotten Jodie Foster.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure how I feel.
We need to re-up that one. Yeah.
But you're like way prettier than her, so that's and she's famous, so like that's something.
I don't know. That's a good way to really make you feel like you're in, what is that, Silence of the Lambs or something?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, Hannibal Lecter would like talking to you.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm getting the eye. Thanks for
No.
Go.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. And
this was so fun.
Where can people find you?
They can find me at Bert Walpack. There's no other Bert Walpack. So that's at Bert Walpack on Instagram and at Bert Walpack on TikTok and at Bert Walpack on Facebook and at Bert Walpack on YouTube.
Yep, but that's not where you're actually going to find him in real life. So don't.
No.
Okay.
All right.
After we get off, you have to either text me or tell me.
Yeah.
Will do.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us on another episode of Resting Stitch Face.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you, hearing you, and watching your wigged videos.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.